Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a weekly message from Jesus. Uh, please pardon all the marks and bandages on my head. I was at the dermatologist this week, and as usual, things don't really go well when you go to the dermatologist. So, anyway, welcome. I hope you've been telling your friends about our messages, and I hope that you've been paying attention to them. So, our Father's here. Let us begin. Hello, everyone. Yes, each week I do return to you and I do bring you a message. And some of you listen to me every week. Some of you pass my words on. But there are many, many more people out there that don't than do. Today I'm going to talk to you about a little different subject. Many of you probably aren't even going to know what I'm talking about. If I told you that quite often individuals put blinders on horses, would you know what I'm talking about? Probably not. If you're older and have been around horses, you'll understand what a blinder is. Quite often, the owner of a horse does not want it to be distracted. So they take a device and they put it so that they cannot see their side vision, that they're only forced to look straight ahead. People, sometimes I think people should have blinders and be forced to look only at straight ahead and to realize what's most important in their lives. You see, the blinders on a horse keep the horse from being distracted. Anything can distract an animal. So, in order to keep them from being distracted, they put these devices on the side of their harnesses on their eyes, and they cannot see to the side, but they can see straight ahead. So they're always directed. They're always guided to only see what's in front of them. Now, people are distracted by evil energies. That is a fact. Evil energies are everywhere and they distract people from being on their path. Think of a horse forced to be looking straight ahead as a human that looks forward to only following my words. Humans hear my words, but they're distracted. They're distracted by many things. They're distracted by a desire for great wealth. They're distracted by advancing in their work. They're advanced, they're distracted in so many different ways. Sometimes I wish that I had put blinders on humans, but that would have been really strange. Instead, I gave them free will. The horse with blinders on doesn't have free will, it's forced to look ahead. But humans aren't. They're allowed to do whatever they wish. They can be distracted by money, by great wealth, by power, by many things. Humans need to learn to simply focus on what is important to them. Now, you notice I said important to them. Quite often, what's important to a human is not what's important to me. I only want them to become more like me. I want them to advance in the realms, and I want them to be very happy when they can return to heaven. The human life, and you've heard this many, many times, is very short and compared to the soul life of a human. I do not understand why a human cannot focus on what's important, their soul life. Now, I will admit that when humans come into this earth, they don't understand. I want them to make their own decisions. And every human makes his own decisions. Many of them are right, some of them are wrong. You see, I totally understand that humans make many wrong decisions. That is part of learning. As you learn, I hope that you take the information and convert it to wisdom. Wisdom is truly understanding what goes on around you. Wisdom is the real deal. Just simply having a bunch of information is not. It's how you use information. Today, many people use the information to speak against me. That is a fact. If you look at modern statistics, you will find that people are drawing away from belief in me. I cannot tell you how disastrous that will be. It is only through your belief in me that you can advance. The humans can advance. You see, when you don't believe in me, you're prone to do evil things. You might start a war. You might steal. Do drugs. Drugs will ruin your life. If you become addicted to drugs, it's a terrible, terrible thing. You have to have the strength and the willpower to end the addiction. And not many people have that type of willpower. That's sad too. It takes willpower to make up your mind that you're going to do what's right. Your life has got to be targeted like the horse with blinders on. You have to be able to just simply see straight ahead to the path that leads you to me. The path is simply doing good. The path is not harming others. The path is learning all that you can and converting that information to the wisdom that reinforces your faith in me. Faith, that's another touchy subject. There are many people that use the argument that if you can't prove it, it will not be. Well, that's not true. You see, you're not going to prove that I exist. I can give you all types of evidence. I had Barry tell you of the miracles that I perform. I have Barry tell you messages of all the people that have followed me through the years. The mere fact that he speaks to you is a miracle. Many of you say that it's fake, that he's really not doing that. But if you knew him, you would know he's not capable of faking this. He is simply sitting here speaking my words. And that's a true miracle. Anyone that says they've never seen a miracle has never seen a newborn baby. They haven't looked at the beauty that's around them. They haven't taken a glass of water and drank it. You see, water is incredibly important to humans. You can't live without it. So what do you humans do? You go out and pollute it. Now, that's not going to end well, is it? You have to protect the blessings that I've given you, and you need to understand their blessings. All of these things can go away. Sadly, the whole human culture can go away if individuals decide to use these weapons of mass destruction. It's really a very simple situation. You need to act as if you have blinders on, just the same as that horse does. You cannot be distracted. You may not be distracted from what it takes to follow my words. You cannot be distracted from telling others of my words. You simply cannot be distracted from what is the most important thing in your life, and that is understanding the words that I speak and doing all that you can to assure that you follow Shall we call it the straight and narrow? That's the path that a horse would see with blinders on. Humans, they can see many, many things. They're not forced to look straight ahead. They're allowed, through their free will, to follow evil. There are individuals out there that worship Satan. Those fools don't even understand that Satan doesn't exist. Satan's just a personification of an evil energy. But see, free will allows you to be a fool. Sad but true. It is so easy for a person to use common sense in their life. It is so easy for them to be directed to the path in front of me. Your faith are your blinders. You see, if you have great faith, you won't be distracted. Faith acts like the blinders that are put on the head of a horse. Faith will direct you. It'll direct you to the path to me. Faith is the most important thing in your life. If you don't have it, you are going to understand when you return just what you have missed out on. It is very easy to ignore my words because you see, there is absolutely no way that you can prove that Barry's speaking my words. You have to have faith. If you have faith, it is like the keystone that holds an arch. When the ancient cultures built arches, they came to realize that there was a single stone that held that arch together. Without that stone, that arch would fall. They called it the keystone. The keystone of your life is faith. It is the most important thing that you will ever have. It is the faith that you believe in me. It is the faith that you believe in the blessings that I've given you. Faith makes it all work. Faith holds things together. Faith is the blinders that will keep your life directed on the path that leads to me. I want each of you to focus on just how important faith is in your life. If you have any doubts, pray to me and ask for clarification. You may not hear the words, but you will feel the energy. I will give you clarification. I'm trying to do that. I have Barry speaking to you to give you clarification. I don't know what much more I can do to guide most of you. Oh, there are some of you that are so faithful. You listen to every word that I say. You have no doubts that Barry's speaking the truth. When you return, you will be rewarded for that incredible faith. Please try to tell others about it. I want all of you to be happy in your lives. I don't want you to be distracted. I don't want you to feel that faith will lead you astray. It won't. People may ridicule you for it. They ridiculed me. But faith is a powerful, powerful weapon. Just the same as blinders on a horse will force it to walk in a straight line. Faith will help keep you on the path that will make you ecstatic when you return home. And you will return home. So I hope that My words today will help give you some guidance. I know many of you never even heard of blinders. You got to be a little older than the younger generation. You have to have been around horses. So I want to thank you for listening today. Tell your friends. These messages are incredibly important. Today, everyone needs faith. It's the only thing that's going to save humanity. Faith in me, not faith in the dollar, not faith in money, not faith in false leadership, not faith in evil. So, we will be back again next week. I know Barry always says God willing, and trust me, he will be back again next week. So thank you so much for listening. We will talk again. Goodbye. Thank you, Father. Once again, another wonderful message. We've done quite a few of these. He has covered subjects that amaze me. Check some of the old messages out. They're great. And buy his book, Messages of God for a Modern World. It's on Amazon. Can't go wrong. 60 of those messages are in there. So I thank you so much for listening. He told you we'll be back next week. Go to the bank on it. See you then.